So this is SME TV. I'm your host, Angela Vithulkas, and this is our 5 in 5 show. That's 5 tips in 5 minutes from our experts, plus a little bit about them. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can support us and all SMEs. And you can share, like, and comment. Today we're asking the big question: how to do email marketing that works for you? No, I am not giving you that answer. I've brought an expert in to do that. So joining us today with her 5 tips is Chrissy Simeonakis, founder, writer, author, and managing director of Creative Little Souls. Welcome, Chrissy.
Hi, Angela. Thanks for having me.
I'm always excited when I've got the queen of email marketing on board to have a solid discussion with some solid advice and some great tips for all the SMEs out there who are always struggling with their marketing. And you and I have spoken briefly about this before, but email marketing puts us on a level playing field, even with the big end of town. So I'm sure you're going to cover that in your tips.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that you're an internationally renowned queen of marketing right around the globe.
Mm-hmm.
And your company handles clients from all around the world. And what you've done for them, we know from your case studies, etc., you've really turned some of their businesses around just by giving them the right tips and tricks on email marketing. Mm-hmm. What is it that you have done for your clients? How do you do it? Can you tell us your secret sauce?
I'm going to give it all away today.
Well, at least in 5 tips you're going to, but
I certainly will.
Gently take us there on the journey. What is it that makes you and your business stand out? What do you do for your clients?
Sure. So I think the thing that stands out for us is we look at big picture, outside of the box, sometimes a little bit crazy things to do. Right. Just the things that are going to make people pay attention, that will actually open an email, actually want to come to a business and say, hey, amongst all the other chatter that's happening online at the moment, wow, what is this? And how do I find out more about it?
So you do a lot of marketing. Essentially, that's the world that you live in, is the marketing world for your clients. But all of that's on the basis of writing and putting together the right message.
Absolutely. I think a lot of what we do is actually the big picture strategy and planning. We look at and discuss what your business bucket list is. So what do you want to achieve? How do you get there? And we just break it down, put the clear messaging in and the roadmap to actually get there.
Yeah, because often if we don't have that plan, we don't know what the next step is, or if we've even reached a milestone. So documenting your plan, articulating your plan is it's a bit like prepping for when you're making a cake. If you don't have everything right there in front of you, there's no point. If you don't turn on the oven, there's no point with the rest of it.
Yeah, perfect analogy, and absolutely.
All right, look, we're going to start the clock. Mm-hmm. We've got 5 in 5. You're going to share with us 5 tips how to do email marketing that works for you.
Sure.
Tip 1, Chrissy, start a database.
So my biggest and most important tip would be starting a database. So if you don't have one already, it's not a problem. You've probably got customer data from past sales, inquiries, contact forms, or website files that are kicking around. Or you can just go old school pen and paper, have somebody provide you their name, email address, mobile, and it's all that simple. You're on your way.
Nothing wrong with old school, writing it down. You can't lose that in the software cloud of something. You can misplace it. But okay, yes. Tip 2, get permission.
Absolutely. So my tip 2, and this is a super important one, and it protects not only you and your integrity as a business, but also is in line with the privacy policies and acts.
Yep.
Whenever you're getting permission to utilize people's data, just make sure there's a yes, I'd like to subscribe. I know that what I'm actually putting down here is for marketing and communication purposes, because you don't want to be slogged by a warning or a fine or be seen to be spamming people by the governing body, which is the ACMA.
Now, some people might actually treat this lightly and not understand how serious it can be, but unless you do have someone's permission, they can get quite agitated.
Yes.
They might get onto social and badmouth you for all the wrong reasons. Absolutely. Even though you don't consider your own content to be spam, but if they haven't given you permission, you can sometimes be stepping over a line.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes there's a lot of campaigning that goes out.
Yep.
There's a lot of emails going out all in one day, all at the same time. And you just might be that one person who's just the icing on the cake, and it's enough to push that person to complain.
That's over the edge. That's right. Okay,
That's right.
Tip 3. Use a system.
Absolutely. So this is incredibly important. And tip 3 would be, don't send the emails from your Gmail or your business account or Outlook.
Yep.
Go and invest in a great email marketing and campaign software. Sprout is a great and affordable one that's Australian based and owned, and all the supports here. And they make it really affordable for SMEs. So
And
definitely do that.
easy to use?
Really simple, drag and drops, an image block, a text block. There's a lot of templates in there ready for you to use. And it actually has at the bottom of every email that opt-out info. So you're being compliant from the get-go there.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about adding that. It's already there for you.
That's right.
All right. Tip 4, map out your message and consider your timing.
Absolutely. So this will go back to having a plan, or maybe you've got an offer or a promotion, or there's an event coming up. You just want to send something out to people, but make sure that before you go and start writing that email and you're ready to hit send, that you've actually thought about what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, and never write an angry email and never do it late at night. You want to make sure that the information is concise, the spelling and grammar are accurate. Then make sure that you're sending out at the right time too.
And in regards to the timing or mapping out your message, is it wise, if you do have an offer in an email marketing campaign, that you then walk in the shoes of the customer and say, okay, well, when they redeem this offer or they answer the call to action, have we thought that next process through?
Absolutely, because the last thing you want to do is put an offer out there, but then you might not be able to deliver. So you've overpromised. You might not have the product in stock. You may not be staffed accordingly. And also making sure that there is a call to action with a track back. So there's a URL in there, or that offer is specific to this campaign. So then you can see the effectiveness of that campaign.
Right. And as far as timing goes, what are you suggesting that we notice?
I always think, have a look at your social stats. So have a look at your Instagram, have a look at your Facebook, and see when your customers are engaged. We never want to send email marketing super late, because then we can see to be bothering people. Right. But I generally think the sweet spots that I found are generally like a Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thursday, like 11 a.m. or 4 p.m. And then weekends are a dead zone. So don't even go there.
Don't even go there. Take the weekend off, in other words.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Tip number 5, our last tip, use text and images in your email marketing campaign.
Absolutely. This is one of the biggest tips that people don't utilize or understand what the importance of this is. So what happens is when you send an e-campaign and there's just text, that's great, but then we want some visuals. So we need to find a really sweet balance. I have found that 60% imagery and 40% text is perfect. If you send just an image-heavy email, it's going to go straight through to spam and people's junk folders, and you don't want that.
Right. And if you do the opposite, if you have one image and lots of text, what happens then?
It gets too boring. People are disengaged. I would say bullet points are great. Highlighting things in bold if they're those key takeaways, and always say, do this. Use really affirmative language.
Yep.
Click here, buy now, call as, a little bit floaty, airy-fairy with a question mark. We want affirmative language.
And is it your advice or a bonus tip here, if you will, is it to keep the message simple? Don't put lots of offers in one email marketing campaign?
Absolutely. I would say no more than 3 messages in one campaign. So it'd be an intro, maybe. So I would go your logo, an intro paragraph, something that's quite strong as a hero image, then one primary message, and then one secondary message or offer. That's it.
Right. And that's it. Okay. That's our 5 tips in 5 minutes from our expert. So we need to thank Christy Simonakis from Creative Little Soul. Thank you very much for joining us and giving us those tips on how to do an effective email marketing campaign for you. But you know what, Christy, there's one more thing I have to cover for our viewers and our listeners. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, SME TV and podcasts, so you can support us and all SMEs, and you can share, like, and comment all of our great tips and tricks from our experts. And a huge thank you to the SMEA Association of Australia for making SME TV possible. Thank you very much for joining us. If anyone has any comments, questions, or their own tips, they can reach us on email, news@smea.org.au. www.ecosystem.com.au. And of course, we are on all the socials. Thank you very much, Chrissy. We'll talk to you again soon.
My pleasure. Thank you, Angela.
You're welcome.